This is Andre Banks coming today from Banks Credit Check discussing Tomo Credit. Now, Tomo Credit has trying to be a disruptive pattern here, and their goal is to make the goal of making credit scores obsolete. The title alone caught my attention. It's a couple months old. I know Tomo Credit Card is out now, and it's best to begin, I believe, if you don't know about Tomo Credit, is to find out as much as we possibly can about it. I haven't used their credit card yet, full disclosure, but I thought the article was at least interesting in itself. I'm going to put a link inside the description. Tomo Credit raises 22 million at a 222 million valuation toward its goal to making of credit scores obsolete. That's a picture of the person there. When Christie started Tomo Credit in early 2019, she was on a mission to help international students more easily obtain credit. 3.5 years later, that mission has evolved. Tomo Credit, which aims to help young adults who are in good financial health but have no credit score, is no longer just focused on immigrants. Apparently, expanding its borders. Today, Tomo is expanding its focus to a broader group of people in the United States who want to build credit fast, including domestic students and SMBs. As we are getting bigger, we realize the target market we can address is way bigger than we were expecting. We know that credit invisible goes away beyond immigrants. CEO Kim told TechCrunch in an interview. Tomo is different from many other credit offerings out there that says that it doesn't rely on FICO scores to underwrite, which is interesting. Rather, it applies a proprietary underwriting algorithm, Tomo Score, to identify high potential borrowers with a credit score. The Tomo credit card requires no credit check, no deposit, 0% APR, and no fees. The fintech offers cardholders credit limits up to $30,000 based on their cash flow. It makes its money only off of interchange fees charged to merchants, not off consumers directly. Okay. Sounds risky. Well, it is. But Kim maintains that the company default rate at 0.11% doesn't reflect that risk. For context, American Express reports a 2.5% default rate. Glad they're giving that information out. Our customers spend thousands per month, way more than any other fintech customers, she said. We learned this by talking to our neobanks. Our customers are not in financial trouble. Once you identify them and give them a card, they spend a lot and don't default. Our performance has been great and that gave us and our investors the confidence to scale. Okay, the company's only been around for a couple of years, guys. To help more credits, even more Gen Zers, Tomo Credit announced today that it has raised 22 million in a Series B funding round at a post-money valuation 222 million. Has also secured 100 million in debt financing since its inception. Tomo Credit has raised 39 million in equity. The raise follows a year in which the startup reports seeing 1,000% revenue growth, which Kim described as mainly organic. Tomo is on a track to do another 1,000% year-over-year revenue growth, she said. Kim declined to close how many cardholders Tomo has, but said that it has received 2.5 million applications over time. The fundraise, Kim notes, was a locked deal before the market turned and valuations agreed upon early this year. The company plans to apply its new capital to diversify its product offerings, such as offering auto loans and mortgages. Yes, mortgages. Kim views the fact that the mortgage market is currently getting hammered as an opportunity. During this pandemic, we see a big surge in applications. You hear the voice change when I'm reflecting in this article is because this is a lot for a new company. And as I mentioned in one of my videos on the channel itself, credit has always not been readily available. And I'm curious how this is going to be handled when we do experience a serious market downturn where it just doesn't bounce back up. And the perception of people is more that this is going to last for longer and we actually go through a recession. But I digress. During a market turn, we are seeing another peak of customers coming to us. You told TechCrunch, during times of uncertainty, customers become more mindful of personal finances. Since inception, Tomo has operated with a lean mentality. Today, it has 50 employees. Part of its new capital also go toward hiring more engineers and product folks, Kim said. Interestingly, Morgan Stanley's next level fund of MasterCard participated in the oversubscribed equity portion of the financing. Wow, this guy's interesting when they were in this, which included participation from Gold House, Asian Hustle Network, and Hyphen Capital. The debt was provided by Silicon Valley Bank. As a first-generation South Korean immigrant, I wanted to help keep immigrant communities to reach their American dream. Fostered with Tomo Credit, Kim said, it has been wonderful to partner with minority-focused funds who truly understand Tomo's mission. Alice Vilma is a co-portfolio manager of Morgan Stanley's Next Level Fund that's primarily invested in early stage tech and tech enabled companies with women or diverse managers as part of their founding teams. She says she was drawn to back TomoCredit because she was impressed with Kim's ability to identify a problem as a young female immigrant and turn it into a new financial product. She understands what consumers like her want and need from the financial service industry. Vilma wrote via email, "We are excited to be a part of Tomo Credit's journey as it works to democratize access to credit and build a more inclusive credit landscape." Wow. Interesting article. Find out more about Tomo Credit itself. Um, Actually, I should do look and see if they have a Tomo credit card reviews since it's been out. Let's go to that. Since we're on the subject, might as well take a look at it. Okay. Another article here. Tomo credit card review. Earn cash back and build credit with no credit history. Okay. Card type with alternative process. The credit card is designed to help those with no credit history or less than perfect credit begin building credit. It also earns a small amount of cash back on every purchase. Annual fee. The Tomo card has no annual fee. Welcome or the card has no welcome offer. It's a bonus, which is standard among credit building cards. Rewards. You earn 1% cash back on every purchase you make with Tomo card. That's less than many other cash back credit cards, but most credit building cards don't have referrals at all. Fees. Because you have to pay your balance in full each month, for some original American Express kind of terms, by opting into weekly auto pay schedule to use this card, there's no APR. There are no other fees with the card either, which means no annual fee, no maintenance fees, or transaction fees. How to use Tomo card. The Tomo credit card can be a great start as you build your credit, but if you plan to graduate to more lucrative rewards cards in the future, begin practicing good credit building habits now, like keeping your credit utilization. Okay. While you won't be able to carry balance in Tomo credit, if you decide to upgrade to a more traditional credit card in the future, you will have the responsibility of making monthly payments and accruing interest in any of the balance. Stay on top of what you're spending now to set yourself up for other cards down the line. In the meantime, you can use those habits to build credit with a Tomo credit card. Tomo reports to all three major credit bureaus, and the weekly auto pay system can help you build credit quickly at the end of the 7 days. So it's literally like using cash or a debit card. We'll see what they allow it to report to the credit bureau agency, so it helps build the credit from that point. Your balance will automatically be deducted from your bank account. This auto pay system has been limited flexibility. The schedules are set to start each Monday and cannot be charged. You also earn percent back on every purchase you made. While it's low compared to each other cashback credit cards, it's more than many starter credit cards offer. Start earning using your Tomo credit card for everyday spending you usually make with a debit card, such as grocery, gas, and even bills. Just be aware approaching your credit limit, spending too much of your available credit can increase your credit utilization rate and make it difficult to increase your credit score. And if you overspend and you're unable to pay off your Tomo credit balance when it's due at your account, will be frozen until you pay it in full. Okay, which can ultimately lead to Tomo closing your account. Among account closure affects several factors that go into your credit score, including credit mix and credit utilization rate, which can wipe out any credit progress you make. Is Tomo card right for you? If you're just learning about building credit, the Tomo card can be a great starting place and more accessible than many other credit cards. This card is also a good option if you're not a U.S. citizen. I really believe it'd be better for people who are not citizens or don't have a credit history in the United States and are looking to start building credit. I think it's targeting that. They said they're trying to expand to more. If you have no bad or no credit Tomo cards, alternate approval process can help you avoid any hard credit checks that can have potentially negative impact your credit score. Okay, that's good. But keep in mind there are other credit cards such as Pedal, 2% cash back, no fees. Visa credit card that offers some options for people without good credit. The Pedal card does still check your credit score, but also may use similar financial information as Tomo to determine your approval. And our pre-approval that won't affect your credit score. Secure credit cards to offer an accessible entry point into building credit for people with bad or no credit history, especially if the United States citizen. Still, Tomo's auto pay schedule, no option to carry balance. Got a lot of good features. I'm kind of reading over this. I'm going to put this link inside the description too. And that's just Tomo credit card reviews from time.com. Judgment is still out. I don't with companies coming up 2019, and we haven't seen how they're going to perform in a real recession, not a pandemic one where the government comes in, but a real recession. I don't know how this is going to perform, but it's something to look at something to be mindful of. And everything, even they're offering all these great avenues and great options, Always beware. It's something in for the company itself. That's how they have to make money. So, verdict still out on Tomo. Do your due diligence and be the best consumer you can be, especially dealing with credit. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments. Until my next video from Banks Credit Chat, I'm out.